I'm Nathan Carr. I'm a 39-year-old retired Marine after 20 years.
I'm Jakob Werner.
My name is Michael McDevitt.
I'm Tyler Glunt.
My name is Andrew Jones, 33. I currently work as an EMT for Susquehanna Township EMS, and I'm starting off with Harrisburg PD.
You have a standard to hold, and we expect you to hold that standard.
What happens from this day forward is going to follow you in your career.
The standards are extremely high at this academy.
One more! Finish it front!
Good morning, and welcome to the 2022 Harrisburg Police Promotion and New Hire Swearing-In Ceremony. I'm Deputy Chief Dennis Sorensen. I'll be your ceremony host for today. On behalf of the Honorable Wanda Williams, Mayor of the City of Harrisburg, and Commissioner Thomas Carter, I welcome you to the beautiful Whitaker Center.
On this day, we welcome 7 new officers into our family, the greatest police force in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Ernell Harley, Zach Mateer, Nathan Carter, Tyler Glunt, Andrew Jones, Michael McDevitt, and Jakob Werner. Gentlemen, today, we not only welcome you with open arms and a warm embrace, but your families as well. Because policing is not a job you can do on your own. When you sacrifice your lives for the safety of the people of Harrisburg every day, your family is sacrificing as well back home.
Policing isn't easy, it's becoming harder, but they answered the calls. That tells me that they come from good families. That tells me that they care. And I want to thank you for that. And I promise you that once they go through their 6.5 months of training, that they'll come out as different people. They will come out as officers, police officers for Harrisburg City.
So as we swear in the 7 of you today, we also say thank you to the mothers, fathers, wives, and children whose own sacrifice has allowed you to be with us today. The journey starts today, and we are watching. When you put on that uniform each day, you will be reminded of that heavy expectation and burden that comes with being a Harrisburg Bureau of Police officer. As you begin your training, we wish you the best of luck, and we cannot wait to see the officers you soon will become. Congratulations.
It's tough to describe, but this is something you dream about for a long time, and when you finally get there, it's you just try and soak in the moment and not think too much about it, because you have so much work ahead of you than things to accomplish. But it is a good feeling.
Going on 2 years after graduating college to get a full-time police job, so I'm stoked, ready to go.
It's just an interesting feeling of being able to put something above myself and realize that there's this greater thing that I'm working towards and a part of.
I truly feel that this is, at the end of the day, a calling for my life, and so to kind of reach that starting point of that this is where it starts for my long career. It's exciting.
It's good to, I retired June 30th, so it's good to be, I guess, sworn in again. To stand and swear oath again it's a good feeling, and it's kind of step one. We know that we have 6 tough months coming up at the academy down in Temple, so this is kind of the warning shot across the bow, like, hey, you're under the rules now. You have a standard to hold, and we expect you to hold that standard.
Getting better, as you were. We are not going to read through these word for word. I am going to be hitting highlights, discussing things that either 1, usually jam cadets up, or 2, I think need additional review to make sure that you're clear on expectations. None of my staff is here to jam you up. No one is here to catch you doing one of these things and aha, we caught you. The purpose of this is to prevent that from happening. So that you know from day one what is expected of you, what you can expect of us, what you should be doing and getting used to, because the things in here, a majority of them, are what's going to be expected of you on the job once you get there. So your learning process starts today with the rules and regulations, because again, they're either a combination of things that students before you had done, and now we've had to have a rule about it, or because it's going to be expected of you on the job. So your first challenge is to make it to graduation without me having to add a rule about you. And as we go through these, some of these are going to sound like common sense, but apparently it wasn't to someone, or else it wouldn't be in here. Our day starts at 07:45 unless specified otherwise. That means that you are here and getting ready for 8 o'clock class. You are not walking in at 7:45. You are here by 7:45 and putting your stuff in your locker, putting your lunch in the refrigerator, etc. At some point, you'll be responsible to be raising the colors in the morning, or if it's the other class's turn, you're at least expected to be present and in formation for that. So if you're walking up the hill at 7:46, you're late. What happens from this day forward is going to follow you in your career. If you get a memo for being late in your file, it is going to stay there, and your prospective employers will get to know about it. If you're already hired, your prospective or your current employer will get that information as well. Law enforcement is held to a different standard. Whether it's fair or not, we are. And we're held to a much higher standard than any other profession. Currently, with current events, not only are folks holding us to a higher standard, but they're pretty much watching to see us mess up. And some have. Sometimes I think we're our own worst enemy with some of the decisions that we make. But starting today, you are now held to those higher expectations.
Teach you some defenses to getting punched, but honestly, if you are in a fight where you are blocking punches and things like that, I can guarantee you from experience you will get punched in the face. Alright, that's what happens. But we will still teach you a couple little techniques here, and then those will blend into takedowns. So today, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you two different defenses to strikes, and then we're going to do a defense from a strike into a body lock takedown. The good thing is, if I'm in a fight with someone and I'm trying to block a punch and I come in here, even if I miss some, his elbow's bent, I'm not getting the full force. The most dangerous punches are all the way extended at the end. That's the most powerful jab. The most powerful cross is at the end of that strike. If I catch it here, it's a lot less powerful because my joints are bent and I haven't fully extended. So if someone were to throw this strike at me, I'm catching here and I'm stepping offline, all right? And I'm dipping my head. So from here towards my face, I'm coming here. If he throws this hand, we're going to catch it with the same hand. And he catch it, and notice I'm not catching it. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. We're not doing that. We're not doing any of that. All we're doing is touching it. And as we touch it, that's going to be plenty to move it off my face, right? So that, all right, that one, that one. And the best part about all this for me is all this moves into, whichever one you want to throw, into a takedown, right? So if someone throws a cross, you can take him down from there. All right. I know you think you're really handsome and all, and you don't want to get slapped. 3, 4. You have to tuck your head. It's not going to work out well.
So today we're currently doing defensive tactics DT with one of the chiefs from local departments, just kind of learning how to safely detain a resisting subject to reduce risk to themselves, us, and the public. We have several people around somebody, and they have to strike a punching bag for a while just to kind of show that, you know, although oftentimes people want to resort to striking when they fight, it just kind of shows how easily tired you can become. It was awful. About 30 seconds in, my shoulders were just completely done. They were shot.
That's tiring. Yeah. My shoulders are burnt.
I had been using the bag on somebody in that range, and we'd already worked out a bunch. He just really wanted to emphasize that 1 minute, because that's how long we were told it was going to be. The longest, I believe, was like 2 minutes, 10 seconds. How that you can get easily very tired very quick, and when you're waiting for 4 or 5 minutes for backup, you can completely wind yourself and put yourself at risk. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun being on both sides of it, you know, and it was just kind of a good tool to show us why learning the grappling is just so important.
It wasn't bad. It was a little more pushing around than I expected, but it was fun, good training. Getting used to getting pushed around while trying to hit someone.
Everybody's stepping up and really taking care of each other. We definitely all have our strengths and our weaknesses, and everybody's done a really good job of kind of finding out what those are and being there for each other and helping each other with that. There's some subjects that I'm good at that, you know, maybe McDevitt's not good at, and vice versa, and he can help me and I can help him, and all the guys have been that way. And everybody in class just about has been really good about, you know, helping each other where we need it.
In classroom stuff's important. I mean, stuff you have to know, but it's always, I'm definitely more of a hands-on type of learner, so anytime I can get my hands on something or my hands on my classmates, it makes for a little bit better interactive learning experience.
My name is Anthony Luongo. I'm the Department Head of Criminal Justice Training Programs, and our unit is responsible for providing basic professional and non-credit continuing education classes to about 3,000 personnel every year. In our portfolio is our longest standing program, the program we are very proud to say is where we started, which is the Police Academy. That is the program in which you are enrolled, and again, we want to welcome you. You're going to build bonds with folks that you are eventually going to probably work with at some point. Law enforcement and policing is a rather small community when you think about it. And so what we hope is that you take the advantage, take the opportunity to form bonds with each other.
And be very careful with this when you start interacting with people on the street. So I told you, like, one of my favorite things to do when I was on patrol was to get out of the car, go into the park, and start talking to people. And sometimes they be cool and they talk, and sometimes they get up and they walk away, right? But if they get up and walk away and they're like, yo guys, what's up? And then they stop and turn around. Did I stop them? But if I said to them, hey, come on back here a minute. If I jump out of the car, right? If I pull up on somebody I jump out of the car, it's pretty aggressive, and I'm like, yo buddy, come here. Is that a mere encounter? No. It is not. If I pull up on somebody and I park like I would go into the supermarket, and I get out of the car and I'm like, hey man, can I talk to you for a minute? Or I usually open with something like, yo bud, what's going on today? What do you mean? What are you up to? And some people will just come right back out. Am I free to leave? Yeah, man, you're free to leave. Okay, see ya. All right, have a great day.
I never really had any interactions, really positive or negative, just in general with law enforcement as a kid. It's just something that interested me. And then, obviously, if like when police officers would come into our schools and talk to us or stuff like that, I'd love those opportunities to talk their ears off when I was a kid. But just something I was kind of always naturally interested in, and really don't have an explanation for why that is.
Not like one particular life event. I think the craziest thing that happened to me when I was a kid, I was in a Revco, and it was an old drugstore, and a guy had a heart attack, foot got stuck on the accelerator, he came screaming through the window, missed my sister and I by about 25 feet, and then first people on the scene were cops, and just kind of looking at them, like being scared, 6 years old, and then having that cop right there, that kind of like stuck with me, that like, okay, hey, these guys are here to help. So if I can kind of have that impression on somebody, I think it'd be a good thing.
Doing the first PT test of the day. It's 300-meter sprint, 1.5 mile run, push-ups and sit-ups.
Ready? Begin. Driving through this parking lot, that is your center lane, and that's your fog line. So you run in this lane of travel from the top down the hill. It's a slight curve. If you deviate to either side of this line, it is no longer 300 meters. All right, push-ups. Elbows have to go down to a 90-degree angle. Same thing, you have 1 minute to complete the required reps. If you have to rest, you must rest in the up position. Once you hit the ground, I'm going to assume that you're finished.
Physical fitness test, I'm not going to frame it as easy, but if you have the basic tenets of like being in shape, it's something that's obtainable, maybe 2-3 workout sessions a week. You can get to the standards that they test you on here. It's not difficult, but you have to put in some effort, maybe 2-3 times a week, just doing basic push-ups, sit-ups, running and sprints, and you can definitely get yourself to that goal.
Your first lap should be your slowest. Find your happy place, settle down, and then pick it up each lap until you finish.
I'm not a big running guy, so the 1.5 miles definitely is something you have to, kind of work up to. It's not any more fun when it's cold out, but you got it done, I guess, so.
It's not the remix. It's just, yeah, you need to
McDevitt. 48. Connor.
5-0, Chief.
Turner.
43.
Push up. I've heard one too many this spring.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
The more time we spend here and coming here and just, like I said, just getting a routine down of, you know, sleeping habits and coming here and then making time to study. And so over time it's become easier and easier.
It's this interesting feeling of being able to put something above myself and realize that there's this greater thing that I'm working towards and a part of.
You're swearing to protect people, and you may run across somebody who's the baddest person in the world, but they still have constitutional rights, so you still have to do the job the right way. You still have to preserve that trust with the public that you're doing the job the right way. And when you do make an arrest, you're taking people's constitutional rights in thought too.
I know that this is my purpose for my life at this point in my life, and so that's really driving and encouraging. Even on the tougher scheduled days where we're either at the academy for a long time, or we got a really dry run of classes ahead of us, or anything like that. Just kind of knowing what's ahead and that I'm kind of where I'm supposed to be, and that I can confidently know that is what motivates me.